Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner. You know, don't you? You know, 'cause that's why you've tuned in. All right. First of all, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel, sharing videos on WhatsApp, and joining members area. The members area is going to be in for a good surprise next month. But all them people who keep asking me in emails about elements of the month, how do you vote for it and that? Well, this is how you vote for it. You email me, porkycorner@mail.com. Pretty easy, really, that is it. Send me your top 10 who you think should be positioned 1 to 10. Then we add them up. And it'll be filmed at end of month. So get your votes in for 29th at 10 a.m. That's the deadline this month. 29th, 10 a.m. All right. Right, I'm going to introduce you to my next guest now. I call him Max with the Volvo, out of a breadcrumb. But some of my other pals call him Max the Marshmallow, but you people probably know him as just Maximus off Instagram with his 20-odd thousand subs. How you doing, Maxi?
Thanks for that, Russ. Thanks for that.
Pick you up, like, you know. I see more of you than I do my kids, Max. The car's just gone by here and it were black and I fucking knows here again. But you keep turning up at my house. You're not old Bill, are you?
At least I turn up.
Yeah, at least you turn up. Speaking of turn ups, what did you think to the Tommy Thumbles versus Jake Paul presser?
That's embarrassing, isn't it? Look, I mean, look, you don't look. It's all right for the trash talking. This is what I said to you before. It's all right for the trash talking. Like David Hayes said to me against Audie Harrison. Oh, there's going to be one more one-sided than a gang rape or something. Yeah, you don't say stuff. It's but this is probably on par, if not worse. What he said there. And why is John getting involved? You know, so and you know, it's quite a funny thing what he just said there, Russ, because I rinse him. Every time he does something wrong, I rinse him. I text him directly.
What have you been texting him?
Yeah, it pisses me off. Why should he get away with it all the time? Everyone fucking believes he's shite. Believes he's shite. I've had 100-odd fights. You haven't had fucking 20 fights, you silly bastard. And it winds me up. And he goes, oh no, he's this, he's that. Look, you're quiet for 6 months, John, when Mickey Theo accepted your challenge. You're quiet for 6 months. So I decided this week and the last couple of days to rinse him over it. And I'll show you what I did. Fucking prick he is. So I texted him and I got a text back. The standard John Fury text. I said, you shot your mouth off again. Let's see if you got it on there. On there, so
go on.
That's a biology.
Just read it out to me, Max. I'm a blind man without my bins.
So I said, you
must have texted him then, yeah?
Yeah. So I texted him and said, you shot your mouth off again on TV, BT TV, about slapping and punching Jake Paul. But why don't you threaten Mickey Theo? But guess what? You wouldn't dare show up, right? And all I got back is in big capital letters. You and your dwarf bodybuilder juicy head pal can have it any time. You keyboard warrior, dick smoking twat, you bag of tossers. Then, quite interestingly, I got a phone call, right? And a voice text off him. This is what it said. Obviously, I'll give this to you as well.
I'm telling you, fucking keyboard warrior. I'm telling you, I'm at the Apollo in Manchester on the 2nd. Be there with little pint-sized fucking bodybuilder, you said, Nicky fucking Theo, and I'll shove him straight up your fucking ass. And I'll pull your fucking head out and shove it up your fucking ass, you prick. You shit-out keyboard warrior bastard. Come on the door. Be at the Apollo. Be at the Apollo on the 2nd, and I'll rip the top of your fucking head off and shove it up Nicky Theo's fucking arsehole. That pint-sized, you said dwarf. What's a 60 years old fucking little bodybuilder I'm fighting, I'm the real McCoy, mate. I'm the fighting man, unbeaten, and I'll prove it with you. If ever I get close to any one of you, you'll have fucking lot of trouble, you fucking shit houses. Wankers, top bots.
He's lost his head, isn't he?
I take it John's not happy with you at the moment then, Max.
Well, you know, but what's going to work? Okay, me and Mickey show up, right? Then he'll go hiding again. So what's the point? You know, he couldn't even come to the car wash. So what? John, speaking shit. Stop it.
Max, listen to me, right? Mick's not interested in social media, right? He only came on social media because John put a challenge out to all men over 50. And he said he's best 50-odd-year-old in the world and he's willing to prove it to fight in the ring or on the hard road for free or for money. So Mick said, yes, please. And then somewhere along the lines, it all got muddied and he went quiet, didn't he? Right. And so that's Mick's not interested now. Do you know what I mean? But John has to live with that, doesn't he? That he didn't want to fight him, but he called anybody out. And so, but I think you should just leave it. I mean, you're only going to wind him up. I mean, if you keep poking an alligator with a stick, sooner or later it's going to bite you, innit? You know what I mean? Maybe you should just leave it, Max. I mean, oh, I know you're not fretting because you've been in fake cage, you've done cage fighting and boxing and all that, but if John's on TV, just don't watch it. I watch it and I laugh at it, me, but just don't watch it. Don't let it get to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just do you know what it is? It's like it's just everyone believes what he says, believes it.
Yeah, I know, mate, and it's just part of life, isn't it? He's created this character now, and he's dug his son and hole, hasn't he? Right, and he's got to keep. You know, he's been pretending, hasn't he, to be this certain person, this alter ego. And he's got to keep the pretense up, and every now and then they'll let him out of his box and he'll go ranting. He's got to keep the pretense up, but he's trying to sell the fight, isn't he, for his lad to get paid, isn't he? That's what he's trying to do. So you've got to understand from that point of view, haven't you?
Yeah, I do understand, but the problem is on that, even Tyson and Tommy were a bit embarrassed, and you know, in days, bless Tommy, it's his fight. You know what I mean? It's his gig. You know, why does John need to be involved in it? You know what I mean?
Well, let me look at it like this. Right? John works for BT Sport, right? He's a pundit on boxing, yeah, and he's carried off like that on BT Sport. Now, if that were Johnny Nelson doing that on Sky Sport Boxing, right, on Sky Sports, or Adam Smith, or Darren Barker, Tony Bellew, anybody like that doing that on Sky Sports, do you think they'd have a job the next day? Do you think that John Fury will still have a job at BT? I think he will. And there's only one reason for that, isn't it? His son's the best heavyweight in the world. And the heavyweight championship is the blue ribbon division. But my advice to you, Max, I just won't let it bother you. Just have a laugh. Take it for what it is. It's light art and entertainment.
Yeah, it is funny, yeah. It just, you know, do you know what it is? I just, now and again, like to rinse him. And think, you just don't, why come out with it, you know? But
he must have upgraded his phone then, looking at them texts, has he? Because he used to have an house brick, didn't he?
Well, he must have done so well. All the money he's on, you know, all these
good luck to him.
Truth tours.
The what?
You know, the Truth tours he does. John Fury, the Truth.
What about £100,000 bare knuckle fights?
Yeah, and you know what I mean. He loves to fight and all these things. Yeah.
Well, look, just let him carry on with it, and sooner or later, his 15 minutes, he'll be up, and he'll be up and over the hills and far away with millions of pounds. And that's the name of the game, to do it and not go to prison. If people are willing to give these people money, chatting a load of nonsense, more for them, innit? But don't let it get to you, mate. Just, don't let it get to you. If it pisses you off, send in an helmet at month, folk, because he's had enough this last couple of days.
He's going to get it. He's going to get loads, isn't he? Really?
He's had loads. I can't keep up with it all. But it is what it is, isn't it?
I think it must grate on him a little bit. It must grate on him that, you know, when you put that challenge out and Mickey Theo put his hand up, said, yeah, I'll have some of that. You know, it must grate on him that he didn't take up the challenge and did it and followed through with it. Like he said, it must grate on him. And I think it deeply sort of people around him reminds him that, well, John, you can't really do that because you shied away from him. You know what I mean?
Oh, when you tell enough lies, you just tell another lie and keep telling them. And that's it. Like, he wanted to fight anybody. Mick said, yeah. And then they kept moving goalposts. It were all agreed. And then they kept moving everything to what original plan was. And it's same with all other incidents that he gets stuck in. Look, any day now, expect John Fury to be taking kids on pads on Instagram or doing something for charity or something to put that right, what he's done the other day. Look, these people are chameleons. You just got to sit with your popcorn and watch. Sit back, get your popcorn ready and sit back and just watch. All right, so be expecting big charity fun run or whatever, sponsored press up on one finger or 200 kilo deadlifts with me Corey.
There's 12 miles a day or something, was it? 12 miles
On
a
the
day?
hard road. Listen, mate, what did I say to you when I first met you? If you tell me a lie, all else you said to me, it's no good. And you won't be in my company. I said that to you, didn't I? You've been honest and straight away. Right.
Yeah.
Anything he says, do you believe?
No.
Right. Well, let's move on then. What else you been up to, Max?
Training, preparing, stuff like that, running the gym up here.
What weight are you? What's your weight at the moment?
Just tad over 19. So
Tad over 19. And how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3", and you're over 19 club. So that means 20 then, doesn't it, really, after you've finished tonight's Chinese?
I wish.
What were you eating last night at Chris's? Because you stopped at Chris's, didn't you, Smedley's?
No, I come back home straight after training.
Wednesday night you stopped at Chris's, did you?
Yeah, Wednesday nights.
And what did they feed you? Chinese?
Right. He fed me, I had egg foo young. What's
the point in Chris being a tiler and having a fancy kitchen with fancy tiles and you eating takeaways? He should be having the wok out or whatever it is and cooking you something in the Chinese.
He's got like a posh kitchen. He's got a posh gaff. Yeah. Really like spent some money on it.
Yeah.
And it's like hasn't been touched. It's like a brand new oven in there. Don't get it.
It will be. He's like Dennis in here. Dennis has got £2,000 Harrods pans on top of his fridge, never been used. A 50 grand kitchen. Now, there's no wrong with takeaways as long as you don't eat it off your sen. You end up fat as a pig Michelin man, won't you? Like you, Matt. Because you're carrying too much timber. You're carrying too much, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You're carrying too much. What you need to do, you need to trim down. You should be 16 stone, mate. You need 3 stone off you, mate. 3 stone.
Can't remember when I was last 16. Fucking hell.
£50 off you, mate, will take 6 months at £2 a week. You know, you've been in training camp for this fight, right? Let me tell you this, and I should compare this to other people that I know, but I know world champions, right? And they'll look to take off £1 a week, super middleweight, light heavyweight champions. They'll look to take off £1 a week over 3 months. You should be taking off £2 a week over 3 months.
Yeah, being bigger.
You've got it there to lose. Now, if I say to you now, if I throw you a dog that weighs 3 stone and see a Max, we're going for a run, you're going to carry that dog. You'd be knackered after half a mile, wouldn't you? Well, that's what extra weight you're carrying, Max. And it's like I said to you yesterday in that Costa, when Kevin got he got me hot chocolate and you coffee and him coffee. I said, Max, don't be having any cake. I went out to take your card, didn't I? Come back. Yeah. What are you doing? You sat there with a big noggin of cake.
Yeah.
What's all that about? What did I say to you? Then you go in training. You're doing it all wrong, mate.
Yeah.
All wrong. Yeah. When I'm right, and you can come the days you come, and you can come training with me, and I'll show you what I eat and how you train. And Mickey Theo's got this into my head. If you eat correctly, you'll be all right. You'll see the difference in what's happening. But not while you're shoving cake down your son and then going up to Chris's. Did you train hard?
That's right. That was Kev's fault. I said no in front of you.
No, you didn't have to. He didn't force you to eat it. If you want to bet that, he would have bet it. Do you know what I mean? So you're like 600 calories on that.
Yeah,
so at least you don't have sugar in your coffee. Yeah, I know, mate, but I'm only thinking of you. You're fighting in a couple of weeks and you're going about it all wrong. if you get beat or knocked out, you'll be thinking, "Oh, did I do the job right?" Because can you put your head down on pillar tonight and say, "I've had a good camp"? You can't, can you?
No, it's been shot. I'm not going to bullshit it. It's been shoddy due to this cold or whatever I've got on my chest. It's just been mixed.
Hell, there's always something with you interfitting at cold. What next? Your big toe or something? Oh, you can't need washing, Mark. Come on.
David,
You've got to buckle down, mate. You're not settled. You're down here more than up there. If you're 110 mile away from where you live, right, there's a problem, isn't there? I think if you're spending time away from where you're from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just
your own gaff in a business, and you're not happy. What's going on?
Well, I'm happy, but it's just like I like it down at Chris's place. I do. It's like a little home from home place now.
Well, he's not cooking, you know, is he?
I know, yeah. Fucking hell, looking after me poorly, isn't he?
You get on with these lads and that, though, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That you know what? I feel so much like part of the place in there. Just nice people in there, you know. And Chris is, you know, he's just fucking hell. He rings you every day and rinses you. I'm like fucking hell. Sometimes that's not answering because he's just
checking your temperament, isn't he? That's all. He's sharp as
he's just. He rings you up, says, he goes, "Are you wanking off?" I'm like, "What are you on about, Chris?"
Yeah, he's like that, isn't he, Chris? He comes out with stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, Chris, he'll ring me, I've been in that annex with the UV light. You've been wanking and can see the fucking splodge marks. Sick bastard.
On, don't be talking like that on here, right? Let's move on from boxing. Anthony Joshua, do you think that he's going to leave Sky to go DAZN, or what? What do you think is going on there at the moment? Because he's getting to the crunch time now, isn't it?
I think he's going to be like a freelance to himself. He's a household name, isn't he? He's like he's got his own management. He's his own person, and it's going to be like a Canelo job, isn't he? He ain't going to be labelled to anyone. He just self-promotes himself, can't he? So.
Oh yeah, I would have thought that he could still employ Eddie Hearn, but Eddie would have to just be around the Sky people, wouldn't he, if he wants to stay with Sky? Because Eddie's not really got pay-per-view, and Sky's trusted and tested, isn't it? I just feel that if Eddie wants to start asking for pay-per-view money off fans, say £20 or £25, they're already paying £8, aren't they? So technically, it should really be 13. It should really be £8, 12 quid, or 17 quid, shouldn't it? Really? But
yeah, it should be.
Eddie's going to say, yeah, but you're getting this much sport in this month and blah blah blah. I don't know how they're going to work it, but isn't it supposed to be a streaming service, something you pay for monthly on an app and that, and then just to throw pay-per-view in on top? I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to hedge my bets with Anthony Joshua stays at Sky, but Eddie Hearn still keeps his foot in there, because that's what Eddie will want. He'll want to still be hovering around the Sky thing, even though there's bad blood between them at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Sky and Matchroom and blah, blah, blah. But it's going to be interesting.
The thing is with that is that Eddie, he sort of was sharp when he left. He left the door open a little bit on it. You get what I'm saying? So he knew that there could be potential way back if DAZN didn't work, or he had a breakaway. Does that make sense? Because he was quite cunning with that. You know what I'm saying? So he was business minded. But the thing is Sky got rid of him. You know what I mean? It was not where he had around. If Sky turned around and said, "Oh, we will work with you on this and this and this," the DAZN didn't give him really anything. It was just a last option. You know what I mean? He was sinking, and they gave him a lifeline to DAZN. So, that's my take on it. Anyway, I think he just plays the game, doesn't he, Eddie? He makes out he's got all these people lined up, this, that, and the other, but he's just doing the same old thing. The product watered down, rematch clauses, fighting champions twice, all that stuff. It's got to stop.
What do you think about that, Max? People getting to the mandatory slot and then having to beat the champion and then beat him again so they could be free of it. Do you think that's right, or do you think that they should just get rid of mandatories if that's what they're going to do?
No, it's like, yeah, get rid of it. It's like I'll give you an example, Dillian White against Prevekian, that WBC thing. You know, Prevekian knocked him out. That's it. Shouldn't be no rematch clauses. You've had your challenge, you took it, and you put it on the line. Move on. You know, you're going to have to get it back at another date, but why does it have to be an immediate rematch? Back in the day, it was never like that. You know, when I remember when Lennox Lewis lost to Ratman, or Rackman is it, or whatever his name is, and lost to him. He had to take had to take a fight, took time out, took a fight, then got the fight back with him. You know, because it wasn't all agreed, you see. It was like a possible rematch, talk about it. It wasn't anything on the table. So he took a fight away, won that, and so look, you ready to go again? You know what I mean? So it's not like it's always too much almost immediate rematch. And I think it's to bump up easy fights or easy sort of, let's say, without too much matching, if that makes sense. And I think it's lazy as well.
Well, no, it's a guaranteed money fight because there's interest from first fight and they'll know what numbers it's done. So it's a guaranteed payday because they might not have something as good to put on that next. And whatever they've got to put on next, they can always put that on down the line, can't they? So that's just how promoters are. They're in it to earn money, aren't they? They're not bothered about the boxers, are they? So.
But yeah, I mean, but it's like the Derek Shaw and Parker, you know. Yeah, I'm a fan of. I don't like. I know you hate fucking Dale Boy and he's crap and he's dug up and I don't mind him, but I don't want to see him against Parker again.
I don't hate anybody, Max. I just don't think that Derek Chisora should be commanding pay-per-view fights when he's got 11. Is it 11 or 12 losses?
Yeah.
So that about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
He's not pay-per-view. He's not pay-per-view now.
He's not even won a world title, and he's only fought for one, and he lost it comfortably lost it. I don't. All these people telling me it was a close fight with Italy. It weren't a close fight. He won a couple of rounds, but nobody took any rounds off the guy in years. So as far as I'm concerned, it weren't a close fight. Get off your high horses. Do you know what I mean?
Like the people say about Usyk fight. Oh yeah, I felt they go. Oh well, I felt he won that. I'm like, what?
Tony Bellew and Penfold thought he won it. Who else thought he won that? Who had half a brain?
No, like some of the lads at my place thought he won it. I said, "Fuck off."
Usyk never had a mark on him. Never had a mark on him, mate.
It was in gear 3 throughout the fight.
Two. Proves a bit of economy wasn't on like me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Going slow so I don't go over any bumps like you.
Hey, right, hang on. Can we just stop you there, right? What did I say the other day? You say, put your foot down. So, yeah, but I want to avoid these bumps. Oh, I'm past caring. I
want to pass caring at that stage of the day. We all driving, Max, because
can't win with
drivers. There's drivers and there's screwdrivers, Max, and you're a fucking screwdriver. Right. Do you think that Chisora Parker is a good fight?
No, I'm not really. Look, it was crap first time, weren't it? Like, you know, you expect a knockout and that didn't really happen, a knockout. And they're trying to bump it up where they're playing the story, aren't they? Oh, because there's a crowd there. It's going to be a knockout. What? Because there's a crowd there. Fuck off. Come on. You know. And of course, Parker training with Fury, he's thinking, oh yeah, this Andy Lee and working with it. It's like this Andy Lee's this master technician. Like he's, you know, because he's got this Kronk style or whatever about him, and you know, he's this, he's that, and he's unproven, isn't he, Andy?
It worked for him against Billy Joe, did it? His Kronk style, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, Chavez, where was his Kronk style then?
That's what I mean. You know,
I feel he's one for the future as a trainer, isn't it? Like Ben Davison, they're for the future, aren't they? But they're not Adam Booths or Mark Tibbs, are they? Or Dominic Ingalls. They're not experienced enough, are they yet? They've got to get experience, haven't they?
Okay, here's my question to you, Russ. Do you think Ben Davison will really be as good as Adam Booth deep down in your heart?
Maybe he's got another 20 years on Adam, hasn't he? So in 20 years, could he be as good as Adam Booth? Maybe you don't know, do you? he's hanging around top fighters, isn't he, and that? And so, but he's one for the future. But I don't want to see him bigging himself up on social media with every win that he's had on Twitter this year, because Ben, you're not going to get Ring Magazine Trainer at year. That's going to Eddie Reynoso this year. All right, so Ben, stop it, because my sides are bursting when I keep reading stuff like that when people send me it. But no, I think he's one for the future, but he ain't best trainer in the world at the moment, and neither is Andy Lee. Can all blow their own trumpets, but they're not experienced enough. They've not been firefighting yet, have they? It's like Billy Joe Saunders. He'd never been in a firefight until he fought Canelo. When it happened, he didn't know what to do. Something happened in here, and he quit. But nobody dared ask him that or tell him that, dare they? I've said it, and there's a lot of people saying what I'm saying, but they're not going to come out on social media and say, "Are they, Coogan?" Well, I know what certain people in boxing who've got YouTube channels thought about that fight. But what baffles me is why they daren't say it. Why? What is there to be afraid of? What's he going to do? Come and strangle you in your bed? Kill us all?
You sit on you, it's big enough.
Winds me up, mate. But like I just said to you there, he's never been in a firefight, and I don't think Andy Lee's had a firefight yet. And I think Ben Davidson, he has had a firefight when Tyson got flattened twice off Wilder in the first fight. And what we're saying, he told him to get through rounds. He didn't tend to go hunting him. When Tyson got dropped in that 12th round, he got up, he went after Wilder, and that was his best success of the fight. And he continued that in the rematch. But he didn't have Bennett rematch, did he? He had
Sugar then, didn't he?
So, and I think the instructions from Ben trying to play it safe and all that, I think that was to his detriment with Tyson. Because Tyson can't play it safe no more, because he ain't got the legs, has he, to do it, because he's knocking on now, isn't he? He's in his third. Got miles on clock as well, hasn't he? Drugs, drink, whatever else he's done in his life. Mental health, shagging and whatever. I don't know what he does in his spare time, but he's obviously, and he's ate all wrong food, and he's been dropped several times, hasn't he? So all that put together, he's miles on the clock. He's not an Usyk, is he? Because they're the same age, aren't they? But look at Usyk. He ain't got miles on clock, has he, Usyk? No miles on clock, has he? Do we see Usyk get clipped and dropped? No. Do we hear about him off his brains and getting pissed up? No. So he's fresher than Tyson, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Do you think if that fight took...
Hang on a minute, I'm fucking talking. Why I keep telling you this, Max? When I'm talking, don't fucking put in your knobhead. Right. Sorry about that. I just had to put him straight, because he's a fucking tool, aren't you, Max? You screwdriver. Help you knob. A fucking rude cunt, Max, aren't you? What do you fucking teach you up there in Scarborough, you fucking prick? Where were they? Look, Tyson's got miles on clock on it, Usyk can't. So Sugar Hill's style's more suited to Tyson, whereas Ben Davidson's that fainting and staying out of the way and on your toes and all that. Can't do it. He couldn't do it in Wilder fight, last one, could he? He weren't there. And don't tell me he's gone into that fight and trained 3 weeks. Oh, the bollocks. He trained hard for that fight. But because he wanted a brilliant performance, they're going to say he didn't train and all that, and they're going to throw loads of stuff at you. Because they're chameleons, aren't they? Born liars. But nobody's going to tell them, are they? Only me. But that's just my opinion. And I think that Tyson's probably always had that in his locker all his career. But for some reason, he just hasn't brought it out. And now he's had to bring it out. It's there, isn't it? He can punch, can't he? Take out when time's right.
Do you feel like if those two got together against each other, Usyk v Fury, because my mates, I do listen to them. They think, I heard it against Anthony Joshua. Oh, he's too strong for him. It doesn't matter about strength. People say about strength and power, it means jack shit if you can't use it on someone. But I do think Usyk at this moment in time, looking at both of them, would beat Fury. I don't generally think so.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
Do you think Usyk beats Tyson Fury?
Yeah, I think he could do it.
In a year's time, where will Tyson be? Will he have been inactive? Will he have put weight on, took weight off? Will he have been out for a pint? Will he have ate wrong things? Will he have not been living the life? Will Usyk have been kept busy, ticking over, living the life and all that? They're probably evenly matched on skills, but I think Usyk probably, if you're going to give Tyson, say, a 95 out of 100 for the skill set, you Usyk just that touch more, won't you? But not that much more. He's just got that little bit more. For me personally, I think he's just got that little bit more with his footwork and stuff. And but they both can do the rounds. But well, we say Tyson's a 20-round fighter, but in that last fight, I don't know, mate. I thought he was hanging on for life after that round 9. Did you?
I thought. In that fight, that 4th round, when he got knocked down, Wilder hit him, got him clean, flash. He went down. Certainly after the fight was conscious snap. I felt if that round was earlier on, Wilder would have had him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a fact it was 30 seconds left or 35, and it gave him enough time to recuperate, get the end of the round and get back to his corner and get hold of himself, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I tell you what, Wilder come out with some credit in that fight. I thought he come out with some credit. He tried to box, and you know, and especially in that 9th, I was thinking, yeah, the 9th and 10th round, Tyson was spent. I thought he was spent, and I think the punishment he thought I have to give him is just trying the screws on Wilder, round up and round, and Wilder can take it. There's only so much you can take at that level, isn't it? And I think much more Tyson would have been like, fucking hell, I can't do that much more. You know what I mean? So he went when he went.
Yeah, but he's the number 1 heavyweight, Tyson, isn't he, at the moment? Usyk's number 2. That's how I've got it at the moment. Until they fight, they've got to fight, haven't they? Tyson's got to fight Usyk, Joshua, Dylan White, Ortiz, even though he's knocking on, Ergovic, Joe Joyce. There's them 6 I want to see Tyson in with to be best of his era. Ali, look who Ali fought. He fought everybody, 60s and 70s, Ali. Everybody, anybody or anybody. I mean, 1956 gold medalist, Floyd Patterson. Ali won it in 60, won it in Fraser 64. So Patterson, Fraser, Foreman, 56. Then Ali came. Then we had Fraser, Foreman. So 3 Olympic champions there. He didn't fight the 72 champion, but the 76 champion, Leon Spinks, fought him, didn't he? So you've got 4 wins there over Olympic champions. Obviously, he's got a loss to Fraser in that, and he's got a loss to Spinks, but he's fought the best of the best, and even next generation of guys. I mean, Spinks won a gold medal 16 years after Ali. 16 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And for me, Ali's greatest ever heavyweight, without a shadow of a doubt, because of his resume. Isn't that right, Ultra? Big shout out, Ultra Tech, YouTube. Subscribe to his channel and follow him. I will send sporting icons round to tell you off. Oh, I just think that Ali fought everybody, and then we look at Tyson. He's walking around with a goat tat on, greatest of all time. He's got a win over Steve Cunningham, a cruiserweight, who'd seen better days, who'd stepped up to heavyweight. He's got a win over Vladimir in his 40th year, who were in his 68th fight, and he'd seen better days. And then he's got 2 wins over Wilder, 2 knockouts, and that's it basically, really, isn't it? He's got them 4 wins. He's not Ali, is he? He's not Muhammad Ali. And Joshua's resume is not some better, but not so much better. He's got probably more. We've got 5 wins on Joshua over world champions. But point I want to make is he got them all at right time kind of thing, didn't he, really? I mean, Vladimir were in his 42nd year, wasn't he? Charlie Martin probably going to go down as one of the worst ever world champions. Andy Ruiz were there as a fat man to bowl over, and he got caught out by him, didn't he? But he won him in rematch, but fought frightened. Povetkin, he'd seen better days, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? And Joseph Parker, the Stinkinator, who won a vacant belt. So, you know, Joshua's basically defrauded the public, hasn't he? He hasn't gone to people's back gardens like Tyson Fury, has he? Tyson Fury went to Germany, took the crown off him, took him to school.
That takes some doing that, though.
Yeah, and he's fought Wilder 3 times in America. Do you know what I mean? You could make a case for him winning all 3, but you could easily make a case for it being a draw as well, couldn't you? The first one, but the other 2 he won conclusively. So he's stood on his shield, hasn't he? Joshua hasn't really gone on his shield, has he? And when has Joshua gone into a fight and he's been an underdog? He hasn't, has he? He hasn't.
Really?
He'll be in this next one. This is why I think they might fill the nappies and not take it. That's what I think could happen. Eddie won't want that. He'll want to get paid, but they could fill their nappies and not take this. So I look at it.
Do you think they could say, right, Tyson Fury say, look, Joshua, step aside, I'll fight you, Zick, and you can fight the winner?
Yeah,
that would make business
they could
sense.
do that, but Eddie Hearn's one of them, a bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush in it. He's got an accountant's mentality. They'll take that money now while they can, that rematch. And if he gets beat, so what? They took the money. They'll come again, there'll be Dylan White fight there, a blah, blah. They can then say, well, it ain't about belts. Or he might invent some heavyweight tournament or something for a Muhammad Ali trophy. Look, it won't bother Eddie Hearn. Belts don't bother him. And all this, it's all about undisputed, road to undisputed. You know, it isn't. It's about piling cash up because he's an accountant by name, accountant by nature. They don't care for Joshua, they care for money and setting up generations and generations of their family. So good luck to him. That's what I say, but he's not my cup of tea. So it's just how it is. But will Joshua fight Usyk next? Eddie Hearn will want him to. Joshua might not want him to. They might want to go a different route. But if they don't fight him next, it could all get muddled up and they might get froze out. And Eddie Hearn's upset that many people. He could end up on the outside looking in. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because he knows what goes on behind the scenes because he's been doing it 10, 11 years now. They've seen it close up. And there'll be people trying to make moves in boxing to get him out of that way. And listen, if he's not got that rematch next, he's out on his ear because they'll not let him back in. He'll not get back in if he don't take that. So I think they probably will take it, but I don't think they should because I don't think Joshua's right. He didn't look right against Ruiz rematch. He didn't look right against Pulev, to be fair, although you got rid of him. But he was an old man, 40, wasn't he? And he didn't look right against Usyk. He looked like a frightened rabbit. So I think he needs to maybe have a change. Maybe he does need a change from McCracken. Yeah, he needs to have one trainer though. He needs to have, but he could stay as the same style with McCracken and just go for broke, couldn't it? All this about trying to learn new tricks at this stage of games no good. What do you think, Max?
This is how I look at it with McCracken. You know, let's say, I think I said this before, if Canelo lost and got fed up with like Ronaldo and he said, I want to look for new trainers. And he came over to the UK and thinks, I'll look at some trainers in the UK, right? Who would you go to? You go to maybe look at Peter Fury, but you won't take him on. You look at Adam Booth. You look at maybe Mark Tibbs, Joe Gallagher. I wouldn't put Rob McCracken in those top frames of names. You know what I mean?
Why is that? Because he doesn't do interviews and he's not hula hooping IFL and boxing social like other trainers in the sport of boxing. Because he's not a hula hooper. Does that mean that he's not a trainer? He's just had the greatest ever year at the Olympics for our boxers. So he must know what he's doing, surely.
Yeah, granted. But from then on, apart from Cole Froch, who else has he taken on? And AJ, obviously.
Yeah, well,
Cole Froch
were world championship bronze medalists, and Joshua obviously were a top amateur as well, wasn't
he? Okay, 2 fighters. Who else?
He hadn't really had that many fighters as pros. There was a Tyson Fury had him for his 10th fight. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but Tyson Fury had him for one camp and one fight, and he didn't keep him. And he hasn't really done much with any other people, has he?
This is my point. And you know, then you look at the stable of what Joe Gallagher's got. You know, there must be something for all of them to be there. Christ, he's got loads. You know, and so you got him. I mean, look at Andy Corolla, fucking hell, from day one. You know, so
I'm not sure if he had Crawler from day one. I'm not sure about that.
it had a long time though.
He had him a long time, and I think that Crawler were struggling at area level at one point, and something just clicked in him, and they went on to do well, didn't they? Him and Crawler, $1 million Crawler. But it's interesting. But McCracken's got all them facilities up there and that. You'd think they would have churned more out. So I don't know. Maybe Joe Joyce might go in. We don't know, do we? It's going to be interesting to see what happens, isn't it?
Joe Joyce going then. Really? Do you reckon?
I don't know, but I don't think McCracken's going to be outed because it'll ruin his image. And maybe Joshua is a bit loyal. Well, we're going to see, aren't we? But I think he's got too much going on up there, and they've got a free runner, all the equipment and all the facilities, the best facilities in the world. He still couldn't beat Usyk.
You know what? It's one of them, isn't it? He's you got to think. I think since Ruiz fight, his soul's been crushed. I think since that Ruiz fight, I don't know. Smith left him that day. It's not or that night. I think he's not the same killer instinct that he had. You know, he's sort of, I don't know, 50%'s taken out of him, and he's just been, since that suffered knockout or bad knockout or what he had that night. I think he ain't got as what it was. You know what I mean? He hasn't been the same, has he? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
okay. Who do you think's going to be the next big star from the UK to do well?
Are we talking about who is actually genuinely good and we think, oh yeah, he's brilliant, or are we thinking about social media sort of skipping levels good?
What, Conor Benn?
Well, that's
No. Conor Benn's not even in the equation, mate. So unless I see him with at least a British title, he's not even in the equation. He's classed as a gimmick in my eyes. No, I'm on about who do you think is going to be the next big star from the UK to come through?
You know what? I think Daniel Zabar's got mileage in him now.
Daniel Dubois, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But what about Joe Joyce? You don't get him.
You see, he's this age, isn't he? He needs this big fight. Scam Jones needs to sort him out.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a lot of managers, Max, in the sport of boxing coming into the sport and getting a manager's license and don't really know what they're doing?
Yeah, Scam Jones, exactly right. Because if you're WBO mandatory or what he says he was, you go out and bat for him. You would really put the pressure on. So, well, what's happening here? I should be fighting next. I should be doing this. You know what I mean? Or they should make a deal with him. So, right, okay, then whoever fights out of Usyk and Joshua, you know, let's Joe Joyce can have the winner. So whatever, you know what I mean? Something's got to give, and it's not enough. It's not enough fights should be made. These mandatories mean cool, don't they?
Yeah, you're very passionate about your boxing, aren't you, Maximus?
No, I just, do you know what it is? It's like when Dillian White, the cart man, anyone over 40 can have it, man. You know, he'd have a mandatory, does he? Really? Let's be honest. Like, if he does.
Shall I do a Dillian White impression? Bruv, for real. Bruv, anybody who wants it can get it. I'm a cam man. Bruv. Like that one.
As long as you're like over 40 and like you've already like eating food in your lap and it's going in your lap and you're dribbling everywhere.
Well, I won't like a left hook off Dillian White. He's probably got best left hook in boxing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think he's...
That's all he has got, in my opinion, now. I don't think he's got all else except a world-class left hook. I don't, honestly, I don't see all else. I just see a Joe Frazier, tough guy who takes punishment in every bag. But has got a world-class left hook. So my advice to all you people out there, if you fight Dylan, don't hook with a hooker. So
yeah.
right then, Max. Right, I'm gonna get off, but listen, I want you to do me a favour. Right, don't be giving John Fury any more aggravation. Yeah.
No, I won't. No.
Leave him alone. Leave him be. It's like I just said to you, if you poke a dog with a stick, it might bite you. Leave him alone. Just don't. If he's not telling, he's annoying. You know, he's telling whoppers. Just laugh about it. Let it go. But you don't have to get personal and text him, do you? Just do what I do and put him in a video.
Do impressions.
Put him in helmets because he gets the votes. But,
Is he won by a long mile?
He's ahead at the moment. He's ahead. He's ahead of the other 9 by a good few.
Was that because of the other night?
He were about 8th. And then obviously he were 8th. I thought, God, John's slacking. He must be due an outburst. And then look what happened. He went to that press conference and you could see he were raring up that he didn't take much to wind him up. But then again, it could be just part of script, couldn't it? Look, he just might be a pantomime villain. Listen, for all we know, he could be laughing his head off behind the scenes, saying, "Oh, they fell for that." We're proper chameleon confidence tricks as well. If you are, you shouldn't say that because boxing fans are very fickle. You know, when you're saying, "Oh, we've robbed you, we're coming for money and all that." Well, I thought it was about belts the other week. Tommy wanted belts, didn't he? Want to be a world champion. But now it's about the money and all that. So shouldn't go on about money like that. Should have stayed quiet and showed a bit of class. But by doing that, leaving the sense wide open for fans to see off. Because boxing fans, just like that, mate. Turn on you just like that. So I was disappointed with what he said. Who do I think wins? I think Jake Paul wins on points because there's too much money invested in him, and I will be having a good bet on Jake Paul on points, not by knockout, because Tommy can take a dig. Tommy can punch as well, but Jake Paul can take a dig. So I see it going to points and Jake Paul winning, and them screaming robbery and wanting a rematch and all that and blah blah blah, and John being let out in his cupboard to rant off and that and whatever. That's what I see, but. Because he's passionate, isn't he? But that's what I see happening. I don't see Tommy going win over there on points. I don't see Tommy knocking him out. It might prove me wrong. But if Tommy doesn't beat him and he loses on points, they can spin it that they were robbed, can't they? And he don't have to change his name to Tommy Fimbles. That's how I look at it. But look, Jake Paul's paying boxers on time, paying them good money. He's good for sport, but he's also bad for sport because there's elements to what's going on that's my age group can't get their heads around it, but the younger generation probably love it because they see it all with Conor McGregor, don't they, and wrestling and all that rubbish. But this is boxing; it's supposed to be a man's sport. So, and John going on about be real people and this and all that, and preaching what he preaches, and then going and talking like that. It's only a few months ago they wanted to heal the world, didn't they? On IFL Boxing Social, they were going to heal the world. And all this and going on about God and all that and that you just seen all that other day, didn't you? The vile filth. But if you don't want to watch it, if you don't like it, don't watch it, Max. But don't text him because it's just leave you some wide open for criticism, don't you?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
How old are you, Max? 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33. Well, act it. So I'm just giving you some good advice, mate. I'm 51 years old, and you won't get me texting him. If I've got out to say, I'll say it on here, because then they can see it from my mouth. I'm not like all these people on keyboards who are behind a keyboard that have plenty mouth. You know, if people have got out to say, get and say it on your channels, or come on here and say it. Don't hide behind your keyboard. So you sending him that text, it's a bit keyboard trolley-ish, isn't it? You think?
Yeah.
Keyboard warrior-ish. Yeah. So be a man and don't take him on. Because if you do a show one day, he might be there, he might be tanked up on Guinness, and he might think, right, do you know what I mean? And before we know where you are, you're walking around like Stevie Wonder, aren't you, with your walking stick? Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
All right. Right,
Yeah.
be good. Next Thursday, Waff Snooker Centre, me and you, yeah. I'll give you the start, Maxie.
Right. Hold on, right. You've gone back on your word on this.
Have I?
You've got, yeah. You've changed. This is what people don't get about you. You change the stories on these little things, the old snooker.
I've changed my story. What? Because I wasn't going to take my cue. I don't
Yeah,
have a chance to use it, do I?
Yeah, no, hold on.
I don't have a chance to use it.
Well, yeah, but that's not part of the script, is it? Right, you said.
Oh,
I'll give you a
use an
chance.
out cue with a tip, man, a screw-in tip.
Yeah, well, yeah.
£9 an hour on a snooker table, £9 an hour. I'm gonna no, it's £9 at the other one, isn't it? I don't know what it is. I think it's 7, is it? I'm gonna pay that, and I'm gonna be playing with a broom handle when I can play with this 1930 first edition Boroughs and War.
Yeah, hold on, yeah. Then you say, give me a chance, and all of a sudden you say, nah.
I'll let you share this, Max, with me. So that same cue, there's going to be I'm not having edge on you. We're only going to play for light. What you want me to do? Every pot I have, double it, and you can just pot yours back where I've got to.
No. You can no. We'll choose the same cue, and we'll see where you're at. I'm sure if Chris Smedley can beat you, I can at least get a frame.
Chris Smedley beat me, right? 13-12 in a pub at Pub. Well, how did he beat me?
He didn't tell me
left,
that.
didn't he?
Oh yeah, he frustrated you.
We're playing with broom handles with screws, and I've never seen a terrible in my life. I thought, what sort of games he playing here? I says, get to Mexborough Saturday, you. I turned it with my cue and took him apart. I don't like playing with other cues, Max. I don't like playing with other cues. Pool. Snooker. I like to express myself at snooker. I like to send cue ball into doing different shapes and shit. Send it around the table, but pool's all about little dab shots because there's no room, is there, to maneuver.
No.
So, but when you're playing somebody like Chris Smedley and he's snookering you straight away, what's he fucking doing? Is he trying to get under my skin? So I'm fucking drinking, I'm getting tanked up at the window on fucking orange. So he's snookering me to death here. So you'll get Tim extra next week, you. I'll be there with my fucking cue. Stitch me up. But yeah, we're going to play snooker, Max. That's a 12 foot by 6. We'll have a game. I ain't played. I'm just looking to get my cue out. As if I can bend over correctly. I should be all right. I think if not, I'll just have to take my shot without my head on cue. If I can't beat you, Max, I might as well fucking sell this for 20 quid or something, don't I? £2 cue. I'll let it go for 20 quid. In fact, if you beat me, Max, I'm going to give you this. I'll give you this if you beat me. I'm that confident because you're a tater, you, mate.
So what? So how many games do you doing it out of?
I'll have best of 5 then, Max. Spotlight. And if you beat me 3-2, 3-1, or 3-0, I'm going to give you this, and you can flog it on eBay and get yourself an air transplant. Because you've got a bit of something going on at the back of there. It looks like a fucking nest.
What? What's wrong with that?
Max, tilt that head forward into that camera. What's going on there, Max?
Mate, I'm not Dale Nichols.
Hey, Dale Nichols. The voice of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to get off. Listen, next Thursday, I'll come and see me. Oh, no, you have to be here in the morning because he's doing your car, isn't he? So come in morning and then we'll go in mine, yeah? All right. Right, you take care. Stop making a pig of yourself, eating all wrong foods. I mean it, and try and do some exercise, go out and do a bit of cardio. Because you only got a few weeks for your fight, haven't you? All right, kid, where's your fight at, Max?
Manor Road in Sheffield.
Manor Road in Sheffield, December the
11th, 1 p.m.
11th of December, 1 p.m. Manor Road, Sheffield. That's Saturday.
Yeah. That's
a Saturday. Is that a working men's club?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. All right then. Well, listen. You take care.
All right, mate.
Peace out. Cheers, kid. Bye.
See you a bit.
Oh, that was Max Imus from Scarborough. I'm going to play him on snooker on Thursday. Should be a bit of a laugh, in it. Have a bit of banter with Max. He's game for a laugh, but he shouldn't be pestering Big John, should he? But you don't need to pester B John. He hangs himself, doesn't he? So why text him? So, all right then. I'll get this out today, Friday, or tomorrow. I don't know whether to get it jazzed up. We'll get it out today. All right. Okie dokie. Peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Big shout out to Frank at Berry and his pal Dave. Big shout out to Ian Snowden as well. How are you doing, Ian? Hope you well. Ex-Everton footballer. Ex-Donny lad. All right, Ian. Hope you well, lad. Peace out.